Majority Reporter Zach. In honor of yesterday's epic libertarian debate, I watched through my favorite libertarian callers of days past. Who can forget such classics as, did Ford tell people that the Pinto blew up? Or economists are wrong because they've never run a Denny's. And my favorite, should we be able to sexually harass women because of freedom and the founding fathers? Those were all classics. I mean, I didn't know if yesterday's debate was epic, to be honest with you. I thought yesterday's debate was more, it was interesting because that guy was a very different libertarian than we usually have on the program. So I feel like we usually have libertarians, whether they're calling us or obviously Professor Block, where, you know, let us say that the callers we usually get are a little eccentric. They're a little, like Professor Block. They're a little off. But I will say this. They're willing, they have the courage of their crazy convictions, and they go all in. So what that guy was doing yesterday was he was a little it wasn't substantive at all, obviously, but he had a little bit more kind of media savvy. So he didn't go anywhere. He would never actually say what his goal was, which was to eliminate public education. So then it would just go back to, I don't even know. I obviously I couldn't follow the train of all of his thinking, but there's so many holes with these guys. Like, even when he said, and he was basically at one point saying that people could get their education in a library instead of a college, which, for a number of reasons obviously doesn't make sense, including his own articulation of the fact that college is about professional advancement and that degree confers something. So obviously he's contradicting himself. But then it was like, libraries, yes, there was a significant, they did obviously have funding and impetus from private and foundational charity, and they still do. But libraries are publicly funded. They're government-funded programs. So, it's just endless. And then the China example, it's just ludicrous. So I don't know. I thought he was slightly less entertaining because he was more media trained, but the ideas just as toxic. And actually, he showed you how boring those ideas were. Because I think when we get, most of these people are, again, they're so eccentric and crazy and everything that we can get lost in it because there's so many odd people and weird arguments, and everybody needs to be bisexual or not be bisexual or whatever, and it's hilarious. And the Pinto thing and the freaking out about Denny's and all, and it's hilarious. But when you strip past all of it, it's just look, America should look like 1920s Brazil, except with iPhones and a higher class of private security gates. It's a depressing, bleak, totally unnecessary vision of the world that causes a tremendous amount of harm, and too bad a lot of people are suckered into. Anyways, I'll that's my thought.